All right, Soccerworld Fan TV. We have the well, you want to introduce yourself?
It's the Pochemuchka.
Yes, whatever
Pochemuchka.
that is.
Yes.
Um, Here on live in the flesh and everything. And obviously, we did expect. You've seen the memes. You've seen everything that's come up with Real Madrid, but they did manage to get it on the line with a pretty comfortable 2-0 win, I would say, on their end, mate. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy about it. To be honest, I know it's in hindsight everything's easy. But actually, in like one of the group chats I'm in with a bunch of Real Madrid and Barcelona fans. Before the game, I'm like, this has comfortable win written all over it. Just because when the pressure is there, like I don't see our season ending so early. So I knew we were gonna get the win. Like I was pretty comfortable, confident coming in. I know most Madrid fans weren't. Fair enough. We just haven't been very good this year. So it is nice to win. I think after somewhat disappointing performances in the Champions League, especially with losing to Shakhtar twice in 1 year in the group stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not good. That's not good in any world. Like you don't lose to Shakhtar. No disrespect to them, but you're expected to beat those teams in the Champions League if you wanted to go far. So it's good. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. And to be honest, from the first leg with Mönchengladbach too, we could have scored a lot of goals there too. I think we got lucky then, unlucky then. And today we actually, it could have been 4 or 5 if you saw the game. Like it was just domination. Like they had nothing going for them other than the one chance in the first half. So I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think as well? I do want to ask this as well. Do you think it could have been a different story if Ramos wasn't in the back line? Because we do see that every time Ramos does come up, the defense really does look shaky.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a fair point. I mean, Varane has shown to be a bit unreliable. And I'll be the first to say I was wrong. Like I didn't think he needed to have his hand held, but evidently, even in the league, without Ramos, he does look a bit shaky. He looks a bit confused. He looks a bit lost. Maybe it's a slump. Maybe it's just the City game and it's still stuck in his head psychologically. He's still going over those mistakes against City, which cost us the tie. So maybe it is a slump, right? But no, for sure, without Ramos, like this team, obviously you need a leader too, right? So without your team captain, it's going to be a tough task for any team in the world, especially when that captain is arguably still one of the best center backs in the world. So you're missing one of your best defenders, and on top of that, the leader of the team, the undisputed captain and leader, and everything what Madrid is about. Without him, it's going to be hard. I'm glad he was fit. Even I'm reading reports that he was actually fit for Sevilla on the weekend previously too. But the wise decision to save him for Champions League, right? Because the season was on the line. We could have hypothetically lost some points to Sevilla, but if you lose the Champions League, that would be it for Zidane for sure.
Yes, for sure, and everything. Of course, Benzema coming in with the big goals and everything. To be fair, he could have got way more, to be honest. As well, his performance must have garnered some attention. But as well, you do have to say about Gladbach when they're defending headers and everything, they've been poor.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it wasn't even just headers. Like, that's the shape of it too, right? Like, if you look down, like everything came down the right hand side from Madrid. It was Lucas Vasquez and Rodrigo or Vinicius, depending on who was there in the game. They were switching every now and then, but mostly Rodrigo. And the funny thing is, like, Marcus Thuram was not tracking back. He looked like he didn't know how to defend. He didn't know who to follow. And when you see like there's pressing, and then there's aimlessly chasing around the player with the ball, right? So if you're chasing down the player with the ball, he's already looking to pass it anyways, right? If you're not cutting the passing, you're just putting pressure on the player with the ball. And you're so far away. By the time you get to him, he's already wanted to make that pass anyway. You're just making it easier for him, right? You leave the player, you put pressure, unneeded pressure, or that's very badly coordinated pressure. He's gonna pass it off, and there it is, right? Especially with Lucas Vasquez. It's funny because typically, from the first time Marcus Thuram, you would think, okay, Zidane, how do you shut down the right wing? How do you make it solid? Right? And it's the whole thing about offense being the best defense. Okay, you put on Lucas Vasquez and right back, and you go at them. You go at them with basically two wingers, Lucas Vasquez and Rodrigo, and you basically say, okay, how do you like that, right? Because now Marcus Thuram has to defend, and he's not a very good defender. I think that's like tactically they got everything wrong. Like they just didn't know what to do. And they're a good team. Like their players are very good
Right.
young players. They've like I don't watch the Bundesliga very often, but I've seen them against I've seen them against Bayern. I've seen them in Champions League before too. They're not as bad as what they were today. So
Mm-hmm.
again, maybe it's also a pressure thing too, right? Because for them it was if they win or draw, they're in the next round. So that's really big for a team that hasn't been to the next round in the Champions League for quite a while. I don't think ever, to be honest, in the modern era.
Mm-hmm, for sure, and I was just actually I was about to say that as well. I think that definitely did play into the hands, and that just shows what Real Madrid is about. They do have that experience of like being in those tough situations. They've done it many times before, and I think that experience has taken them over the line as well. I do want to finally ask you
Exactly.
that.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, you go on.
No, just for on the point of experience, like I mean, like today the midfield, right? Like Odegaard is injured, but even if he was fit, I'm pretty sure it would have been Cruz, Casemiro, Modric. And some Madrid fans are not fans of, they're all old. Every single one of them is close to 30. Casemiro, the youngest one, and he looks like he doesn't have the legs anymore just because of how many minutes he plays with no backup. But the experience, that's the midfield three that won you a three-peat in the Champions League, right? You go back to what you trust at the end of the day. And that's the thing with Zidane. He's very, very loyal to his players, sometimes to the detriment to players that, kind of regress and he's still loyal to them. But today, it worked out perfectly. Those players came clutch.
Mm-hmm. And finally, I do want to ask as well, what can you expect from Real Madrid coming through? Because they did manage to struggle and everything, but we've seen it before where Real Madrid, they tend to struggle a lot in these days, but they always come clutch when it is in the big moments.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pattern. You're right. You picked it up perfectly. Even last year, we're struggling in the beginning of the year, and then like around February, Madrid just starts winning games. They're in the top of the La Liga table. Um, the City game, admittedly, we got it wrong there tactically. So that's a bit of a, that was a bummer to be honest. Like I thought we could beat City. Like we did, we generally have the players and squad to beat City. It's not like they're a league above us or anything. But the thing is, every year almost, even if you remember last year, we dropped points in the first two or three games in the Champions League, and then we played PSG off the park, right? It's stuff like that where you need that one performance to kind of wake everyone up and get the season started too, right? And this year, especially with it being so hard without the preseason and everything as well, something every team is dealing with. Just about how you respond to it. What's your best response to that? And I think Madrid, especially this year, uh, like we look like we're slowly picking it up. And again, it might be too quick, might be premature. One game in the league, we're still not amazing on form. But honestly, if you can keep it interesting in the league, keep it tight. When it comes down to February and March, when it comes down to a run of like 7, 8 games, one game every week, methodologically just going at it, game, right? I can see this team turning out wins, like clockwork, just like last year. In the Champions League, hopefully, semifinals. We haven't been there for 2 or 3 years now, and it's a bit disappointing after making it 6 or 7 years in a row. So you want to get there. You want to get back to where you were. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you once again for giving your opinion on the game and everything. You must be celebrating the fact that, considering all the meme culture and everything that was going on and everything, but I think deep in our hearts we think that, Madrid was going to go through because of the experience and everything. But once again, guys, if you do like his opinions, he goes by a new name now. I'm pretty sure I'll put that in the title as well, just for you, man. Please give it a like and please share this video. And of course, subscribe to the Soccerworld channel. We are doing amazing with the last couple of videos that we are, and we want to keep this momentum up. So hopefully we get most of your support, and of course we get a lot of viewers at times. But if you do really like the content as well, please as well subscribe. So, and you get more of this amazing guy who's like giving these.
Thank you. No, I appreciate having me on to share some thoughts.
And as always, guys, y'all take care and peace.